And it's Monday Night Live.
It is.
How's everybody doing tonight? We have had a great week.
We've had a pretty good week.
It's better than pretty good. It's pretty great.
Okay.
So how's everybody doing?
We're gonna, well, we'll see.
Hey, Boogie S.
Let me pull up the screen here where I can see the chats.
So what have y'all got going on today? I had to work, but today was Jack's day off, so he's been out working on the homestead.
Yeah, I got a lot done outside today and got some errands done, ran around and tried to get some information on some things about fixing our house and, you know, what to do about running the propane line from our tank to our house. And, you know, we've been discussing what we want to do when we get the addition built on. We want to get a gas fireplace put in that new addition in that room. Number one, because we both really like that, but number two is if the power does go out, we'll have a source of heat. We'll have gas.
Right. Before the basement wall fell, we actually had a gas heater downstairs. But then, of course, it fell and it took the heater out, but we still have the gas tank. So we decided that as we are building back, that we want to definitely keep that alternate source of fuel. What is this for? Just dirty dishes? Okay. We just had dinner, and my daughter was bringing, so lovingly bringing me her dirty dishes.
She fixed an awesome
it was
meal
okay.
tonight. No, I thought it was really, really good.
Hey,
But
Bushcraft
I
family.
think I ate too much because, man, it's right in here. It's right in here. It's
So-
sitting on me pretty tough right now.
Yeah. Hey, Mary Elizabeth, and there's Mulberry Branch, and Black's Tropical is with us. Bushcraft family.
Cool.
Yeah, Bushcraft family, he puts out a video weekly on food shortages, and he checks.
Hello, Mulberry Branch. Ivy Acres is with us.
I know, I've already said hello to them.
Oh, I didn't.
But anyway, he puts out, he checks different resources, and then he shares those. So if you kind of want to see what's coming and how to best plan your grocery trip, that is a fantastic thing that he puts out. And I've been trying to catch him every week for the last several weeks, and I really appreciate it. I don't comment, but I always like and I enjoy them. So thank you for doing that. And then I got to check out.
But we do like it when you comment, even if it's just saying hello. We know you're here with us.
Black's Tropical, I checked out their channel last week. They said that they were from Savannah, and I was like, oh, that's my home state. So anyway, they grow a lot of like tropical fruit trees.
Oh, do they?
And
Cool.
I also saw the video where they have they had redone their bathroom, and some of their bathroom fixtures they brought outside and are using them for making gardens in them. Even the toilet.
Really?
Yeah, they've got like
Wow.
herbs growing in it, and it looks really neat. I especially love the bathtub. I think the bathtub is really beautiful.
Well,
And the sink.
yeah.
What in the world was that? Is that Georgia?
It was our dog trying to get in the door
Aw.
that don't
That
open
doesn't
or work anymore.
Let-
You better
I'll
go
let her
let her in. We've got some old gutters that we could probably repurpose it for that. You know, I've seen people use old gutters for flower beds or to grow stuff in. You know, fill the gutter up with soil, plant something in it, let it grow. So I don't know if we'll do that, but we do have some old gutters if we want to do that as an option. Oh my goodness. Boogie S, man, yeah, sounds like you had an awesome meal.
She was like, why don't you just open that door? Because it doesn't open.
Yeah, she should know that by now.
I
It's
know.
been months.
Well, what I don't like is our laundry room door when the house dropped. All of the doors on this side of the house shifted. So you can't just shut a
Yeah.
door. You have to lift.
And it's
And pull
still
it.
something that we haven't been able, we haven't fixed yet.
Yeah.
We're slowly getting to it.
Hey, Carol. Thank you. The kitchen is a mess, and I have not done anything else to it in the last few weeks. So
Yeah.
we still need a second coat on the white cabinets. We still need to touch up on the blue cabinets. We still need to put the hardware on there. And then it has to cure for several weeks before we can put everything back. And there's just so many things to do. It's like I feel like I'm never going to get to it all. But anyway.
Yeah. Jesse's Small Homestead. I fell off YouTube for a while. Missed y'all.
Well, glad you're back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back, Cotter. We'll start just welcome back.
I like all these,
Hey, Daisha.
I like all the homestead channel names. Some we're very familiar with, but every once in a while one will pop up that I'm not that familiar with, but the name is really cool and catchy. Built on the Rock Homestead. I like that one too.
Thank you, Carol. Hey, greatest ever.
When we were, well now the dog's going to town over here on his dog bowl.
She's hungry.
When we were at the Homesteaders of America conference in Virginia a few weeks ago.
That was last week.
Was that last week? I thought it was 2 weeks ago.
That was last weekend.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, no. Well, this is our second Monday live, so I was thinking 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we had just got back and did a live the day after. Anyway, when we pulled in and saw the mass parking lot full of vehicles, you said, hey, there's an overlander. And a guy had his tent on top of his rig and was camping out. And now that I've got a Jeep, I really desire to maybe get into a little bit of overlanding, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically getting with a group of others off-road, 4x4s and going on forestry roads or old backcountry roads and really just going cross-country and spending a few nights camping and going off-road. That's basically what it is, and just seeing the back roads of the U.S. But anyway, because I like camping, I love hiking. But I think I know who that guy was because I was scrolling through a bunch of the Homesteader recap videos, and there was one done by a channel called Overland Homestead. And I was like, that's got to be that guy. And I pulled it up, and sure enough, he showed where he camped out there, and I was like, that's a cool name, Overland Homestead.
Aw. Aaron Quicksaw said his dad's in town and he wants to meet and maybe have dinner with us.
Oh,
that'd be awesome.
Cool. I have met his dad. He's got a cool dad, and that would be awesome. We may have to work something out. I hope this has not pulled loose. My phone has been giving me all kinds of problems, and the charging cord is not wanting to stay plugged in. So if we get a
So if we disappear,
well, we'll get a notification that the battery's low, and I may have to jiggle the wire to see if I can get it reconnected.
Hey, Tracy. And the Anderson Homestead is here. Good to see you all. There's Miss Julie. How are you? Okay, so Emily said her husband, Travis, said to go to Hollerwood off-roading. I have no idea.
Go to Hollerwood off-roading. I'll have to look that up. Is that nearby?
No idea.
The Anderson Homestead said we did a great job showing the Homesteaders of America.
Thanks.
And all the fun.
We had such a good time. I really hope all of y'all can make it out at least once.
Oh, Mulberry Branch says Josh at Overland Homestead is such a great fella.
So they know him.
Yeah, they know him. That's cool. I wish I'd have figured out who he was while we were there.
Yeah. Amanda, for dinner, we had chicken pot pie, except I was going to make a crust to go on the top, but then I remembered that we had a bunch, and I mean a bunch of leftover mashed potatoes in the fridge, and so I kind of did like a shepherd's pie crust on top of our chicken pot pie. So basically, it's like chicken gravy over mashed potatoes, but upside down, sort of. I don't know. Anyway, it was good.
So Hollerwood, I guess, is at Red River Gorge,
Oh.
which I've never been to Red River Gorge.
You haven't?
No, and you haven't either.
Sure I have. Lots of
you
times.
haven't.
I know
We've
that
never
place
been to
like
Red
the
River
back of my
Gorge.
hand.
I hear it is an amazingly beautiful place in the kind of the north central part of Kentucky. I've never been there because mostly I think it's really popular with rock climbers. There's lots of nice cliffs and rocks and stuff like that.
You're stepping back in
I'm not
time.
much of a rock climber because I don't like heights. And maybe because I don't like heights, I've just never had a desire to go to Red River Gorge. I don't know.
I think if I were a lot more fit, I could probably, and if I were younger and had less to live for, I could probably get into rock climbing. I enjoy when we did, when I went on the Wild Cave tour with him at Mammoth Cave, there's, you do some kind of like rock climbing, I guess you can call it.
You can do quite a bit depending on the group.
Yes, but
If we got a good group, I
did not enjoy the crawling because it turned out I'm claustrophobic.
She made
but
herself claustrophobic.
I did not make myself. My brain just said no. But the rock climbing part, which is where you climb over a lot of breakdown, that part was fun because it kind of felt like being a kid again, climbing trees with my brothers. That was fun. But yeah, no, the other,
Okay.
no.
Considerate Joy says we're about 15 minutes from Red River Gorge. And
Well,
then,
hey.
And then they said,
I just
they
saw-
have trails you don't need gear for.
Hey, Anna.
We may have to go to Red River Gorge then. We may just have to do that.
I'll just wait for you at the car. Okay, so let's see.
No, we would be in the Jeep and we would be.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Sitting in the
What
Jeep.
you think we was gonna do?
I thought we were gonna go rock climbing.
No, we're not going rock climber.
Okay.
And no.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I have seen some of my friends go do some of the kayaking through some of the caves or rock shelters or whatever they've got up there, and that looks fun. That looks like a
Lisa
blast.
Jacob said, clean your phone connection gentle with a toothbrush. Most of the time, once the dirt is removed, the charge connection should work.
I have cleaned it multiple times. I've taken it out of the case. I've blown the spray air in. I have cleaned and cleaned and cleaned, and then a couple days later, it's exactly back to nothing wanting to stay plugged in. I'm just ready to get rid of the phone and upgrade. But
There's underground kayaking. I know what you're saying.
let's go do it.
But that sounds like a bad trick.
Let's do it.
That sounds like a prank.
I've done that.
I know you've done that.
I've really done it.
But when you hear underground, it just sounds like a prank.
So part of my outside the homestead job is working in caves, and if you're new to our channel, I'm a caveman. But I explore caves, we study them, and one of the best trips I ever got to go on is we hiked in for several hours, and then we finally got to the river system down in the cave, and then we inflatable kayaks, put on wetsuits, put on our helmet and our light, and for about the next 10 hours, we were kayaking. Well, we were surveying. Mm-hmm. So we were documenting stuff. We were taking measurements, taking depth of the river, studying everything, recording everything. But that was cool. That's the way to go caving, is to float through a cave.
You know what my favorite part of that whole thing was? That I didn't have to do it.
Well, it was cool. It was cool. I would go again in a heartbeat.
Hey, Mandy. Oh, you're fine. Black Tropical said, Captain Caveman.
Exactly.
Your speaking is impeccable, right? You should have seen him when I met him. I really had to work with him. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. Carrie says, just found your channel through Acre Homestead and saw you live. You live in South Central Kentucky. We live in Campbellsville. Very cool. Yep, you're not that far from us. Mm-hmm. Very neat.
Do I need to get
probably. But yeah, that's Becky, of course, mentioned us in her HOA video, and we've had a lot of new friends come join us, so we were very excited and grateful for that. That was really nice.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
What'd you do?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
First time here.
Hey, empty nester.
Grant County. Treasure in Kentucky.
Treasures
in
Kentucky. More than one. Yeah, but we did. We also got to hang out with Diana, and her daughter was also at HOA.
It was a lot of fun. We always meet new people, make new friends, but unfortunately, when we come back home and we start looking at all the videos people did recapping their time at the conference, we always come across some as just like, man, I didn't know they were there. I wish we could have met them. And so there's always there's so many people there. There could be all kinds of we probably banned you because you post stuff 20 times in a row. I don't know.
Yeah, thank you, Mandy.
It's okay to post a comment, but somebody's going crazy with the button. So yeah, we always find out that there were people there that we wish we would have been able to get to know and hang out with and get to know better.
Yeah.
So yeah. But we had such a good time. We're still kind of on a high about that.
Yeah.
So all right, we need to get.
I had a thought and then I lost it. Anyway, how's everybody doing? I was trying to think. We were talking about something earlier. I didn't know if you want to discuss it now in case there's anybody here watching that might be thinking about starting a YouTube channel.
No, I think that's probably going to be a standalone conversation, probably, because that would take, and if we got into it now, it'd take up the next half hour, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Hey, there's Money Pit.
Well,
hey, there's Rowan Co.
I know, I saw them. So I'll just tell you all, we keep getting messages, people asking if we have advice for starting a YouTube channel. So we decided, since we get asked a lot, even though we're not a big channel or anything, and I'm like, don't even feel qualified to answer that question. But we figured since we get asked that a lot, that we would just do a video on, I don't know, suggestions on how to start. And so if we did that, would you guys have any questions that you would like answered? Or, I don't know, what do y'all think?
We've got trolls tonight.
Yeah. Aw, cuddling with your chihuahua. We used to have a chihuahua when I was growing up. Her name was Triste, which means sad because she looks sad. Let's see. You have to have a hip replacement, Chuck said. In E-Town, say a prayer for you, definitely.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see.
We will.
So Martha said, yes, please. And let's see, can you permanently block him? We're working on it.
I don't think we can. It says hide user on this channel.
I think there's multiple.
I think he keeps coming back with different channels.
Yeah.
I don't know. We just ignore him.
Yeah.
All he wants attention, like a bully.
Let's see. There we go.
So, I don't know what else y'all got going on.
I think we're distracted. So Jack has been working out in the yard, and he has.
We've got some videos coming up for this.
I'm excited. I'm excited because since we have the new addition coming, we've decided that we're going to do, we've got to reconfigure our growing space. And so I'm excited. We're gonna grow more, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, we had to, we're still fixing the house. We still got a lot to go. But while we're here, and the weather's really nice right now. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. I love this. I love fall. I love the fall time of the year. But since we're here and we've got some time, I can get out. And we've been taking up the raised beds. And we've got a video coming out about that. Turned out, you neglect something for 4 or 5 months out in the yard, especially a garden, and things grow in it like crazy.
Oh my goodness.
There were weeds taller than me growing in these raised beds and growing in our garden area. And so, and that wasn't a priority. Our priority was we got to get our family back in this house and try to get things fixed where we can, salvage the house, not lose it. And so, anyway, we did that, and I've been able to be outside taking the next step and doing some yard work. So, anyway.
Yeah. So I wasn't listening to everything you just said.
Well, you know what I'm talking about, the yard work, the raised beds and gardens, just taking stuff out. And
hey, Celtic Roots.
If you've been following us since last summer or last spring, I got a whole load of free pallets from another friend of ours, another Homestead channel. And I use those pallets to make a fence around our garden.
Right, go ahead.
And so that fence was pretty cool. It kept the dogs and other things out of the garden so they wouldn't get in there and run around and try to dig up peppers and radishes and stuff like that. But the fence is gone. We had to take it all apart.
Mulberry Branch, given a
Thank you.
fermented Homestead, we're getting a wrench.
Like Oprah giving away cars. You get a wrench, and you get a wrench.
We're gonna join forces. No, crap, I just made him up.
Are you? What?
I just removed it. I accidentally made the troll a moderator, but I took it away from you because you're a jerk. Anyway, yes, I love the fence too. I really think it added something to the yard,
It created,
to the homestead. It
created a nice space.
Yeah, it was really pretty, especially once we had the what do you call them? Like the torches and everything, and it just really looked really nice.
Yeah, but
we're outgrowing it because we are going to grow more food, which
hope.
means more videos. Because we are really, like we've said it already, and I know we said it last week, that we really want to be intentional with bringing you all instructional content for those who are looking to how to grow their own food. Just because things are so crazy and we don't know how long this is going to continue. So, we just want to help. And so, and plus we want to be able to grow more food for ourselves so that way we can stock our pantry and, be less reliant on the food chain. So, yeah, but I'm excited. I'm excited. Did we mention the greenhouse?
No.
Are we going to leave that a surprise?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, no. But yeah, so one of the things that we're going to be doing is a greenhouse.
We hope.
We're planning to.
Yeah, our plan is to build a greenhouse. We would have to order a few things, namely the plastic, but we've got material. We've got lots of building material, scrap wood and all kinds of stuff. So I think one thing we really wanted, we wanted one last year, and we just weren't able to get to that project. So we're really hoping to build a greenhouse now.
Yeah.
I don't know how big yet. I don't know exactly You know,
be 20 feet
we've
long.
thought about using cattle panels.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know exactly. We're still kicking around the ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got several months to kick around ideas. This isn't something that needs to be done right away. It just needs to be done over the winter so that when spring hits, we can get things going. Early spring.
Okay. I was hoping that I would have it already, but that's okay.
Well, it ain't gonna happen already.
I know.
Again,
I know.
that's something we want. It's not something that is a priority. Our priority is finishing our house. And
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Let's see.
was told cattle panels are not being made in the
Control.
factory. Huh.
Uh-oh. That means we gotta hurry up and get them.
Well, we've got 3 cattle panels. We would like to buy about 5 more just because of other projects going on.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
It's funny how some people have absolutely
Oh, thanks, Ramona. How some people absolutely what?
want to waste their time.
Yeah.
Just being that way.
Yeah. Is our daughter still baking? Not as much. She has a full-time job, so she's not baking as much as she used to. Kelsey Root said something to think about for the green.
Yeah. It's definitely a wheelbarrow. Now, we don't have a tractor, so definitely a wheelbarrow.
Yes, if everyone can report, maybe that will help put Mr. Price out of a job. Oh, me. Let's see. Yes, I saw, oh, wow, I can't talk. Ivy Acres got some baby calves, and she got 3 of them, and they were adorable. And then just as soon as she got them, she sold them, which is awesome.
Wow.
That is awesome. Thank you for those that are reporting. Let's see. Rosie said, heard that there's a shortage of car parts. Is this true?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, this has been going on for quite a while. So there's always the memory chips and stuff like that. There's thousands of cars that are finished, that are built. They're just waiting on the electronic chips to go in them. And so, yeah, I know that's happening a lot in our state where they make a lot of vehicles.
Yeah. The answer is no.
What?
Well, I don't want to say it out loud. But yeah, and then of course, there's the whole thing with the cargo ships. I don't know what all's on there. I'm sure there's probably parts on there, car parts from that have to be imported. Oh, me. So, anyway, but I was trying to think if there's anything else going on this week. I know I need to start going through my seeds. I have pulled out some of my homesteading books. I've been looking. Emily, my daughter, bought me an herbalist book. And so I'm looking into growing more like medicinal herbs, stuff like that.
Don't worry about it. Let them handle it. Ignore the creek.
I got it.
No, ignore it.
No, I got it. So yeah, I'm really excited about doing that too, and just trying to figure out the layout. So it'll all be good. Let's see. Have you all done a fall garden lineup? Nope, not yet. I don't think I'll be able to do it this year, just because. Well, when you see the videos, trying to get everything cleaned up.
Yeah, there won't be a fall garden.
No, our raised beds were basically jungles. They were awful.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to get back and get into gardening until springtime.
Hey, Money Pit.
So it's going to take the rest of this year, definitely finishing up our house, fixing everything. We pretty much know that this is just going to take at least till New Year's to the end of the year. And then after that, leading up into springtime is when we need to start. We can hopefully we'll be able to refocus, and start working on getting the garden and greenhouse and stuff like that if we're able to get that done.
Yeah. Yeah. And then how's everybody doing finding canning supplies? Are you all able to find, in our area, I have been able to find some jars, not so much lids, but they had surprisingly some jars out, and look like every time I go, they're trying to restock them. So hopefully I can go back and slowly but surely build up my my supply, because as you all know, I lost almost
all of it.
My jars.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not funny, haha, but just coincidentally, right before the basement wall fell, we had this big, huge, heavy, like armoire type thing that we had stored all of our homeschool books in. Well, I had just cleaned it all out and moved everything to a different location.
And it was solid oak.
Yeah.
A huge cabinet.
Very heavy. So I had taken all of my empty jars, all of them, and put them in that cabinet, and that cabinet was on the wall that fell. So
it completely threw that cabinet.
I mean,
not only threw it, but it busted it in several pieces.
Yeah.
So it was scattered it across the other side of the basement.
So it was all the jars that I've collected over the last 7-8 years, but the jars that I do have were ones that, as we would empty jars, I would kind of collect them in a cabinet up here. And then when that cabinet would get full, I would take them all downstairs. And so I still had some of those jars. And then the shelf downstairs where I had put my home canned goods, some of those jars, they didn't bust because the shelf just got pushed. But so what I'm doing is we're not eating the food that's in them because I'm just, I'm afraid that some of them are cracked and some of them are cracked. So I've been slowly but surely bringing them in, dumping them out, cleaning them up, and then inspecting them. And so as of right now, half of what I have gone through, I've had to throw away because they were cracked.
So question we got, are you rebuilding the raised beds or just trying something different? We will probably be rebuilding raised beds.
Yeah.
What we're going to be doing, not different, but additionally, is trying to put up a greenhouse. But yeah, we will redo our raised beds. The wood that we used was wood that was reclaimed. I don't know how old it was. I don't know if it was old barn wood or what it was, but we just used material that we had laying around, trying to do it, to save money and not have to go buy lumber because that would be expensive. So it turns out, though, that after a couple of years of using that wood on these raised beds, when I did get to looking at them and kind of pulling some of the boards apart, they were completely rotted. Now, part of that definitely was the past 5 months totally neglecting them, and basically it turned into a jungle.
Yeah.
It took a lot to get everything chopped and cut down where I could actually see the wood sides of the raised bed. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It was kind of impressive how much stuff grows like that. But yeah, I told Tangi, I said we would have to redo these anyway. We'd have to replace all this wood because it was just rotting and falling apart.
Yeah. But thanks for the question. And then I saw another question. Where'd it go?
Hey from England. How you guys doing?
Hey. Yep. I saw earlier somebody from Australia popped in to say hello. Reno Flame said, update, did the insurance pay for the loss? No, it did not.
No, they didn't cover anything.
Let's see.
And we've discussed that on past videos, but no, they did not cover anything, and none of the insurance companies would. It wasn't just them. after looking into it, it's pretty standard, which is crazy, which is stupid, and we don't agree with it. But we've gotten past that. We've been so blessed with our homestead community, our friends, our church, our family. Your sister-in-law started just helping.
Yeah.
And we could not believe the amount of love, support, and help from all of you guys.
Absolutely.
We are sitting in our kitchen today because of others.
Yes.
Not because of anything we did. It's all because of the doors that God opened, and He said, "Let me show you what I can do." And we're so thankful, thankful to be here.
Hey, Blue Ridge Prepper. Let's see, we had a couple more questions. North Carolina, hello.
Where in the state are you guys? We're in Kentucky.
But they said,
Bluegrass state.
where in the state? Oh, where in the states. Gotcha. Somebody asked, have you ever seen drawings on cave walls?
Absolutely. Yeah, I drew one yesterday.
Oh,
No, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding.
That, sir, is a federal offense.
Did it just say drawings?
They said, yeah,
It didn't
drawings are...
specify.
Well, you know.
If it had to be modern, historic,
That's funny.
abstract.
You know what they mean.
Yes, I have gone in many times with researchers, professors, people from all over the world studying, petroglyphs and prehistoric drawings, and I have seen dozens, if not hundreds, in different caves around.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. I mean, people say it's from prehistoric people, and it's prehistoric because they didn't record any history.
Right.
But they did.
Right.
They did record something on the walls in the cave. We don't exactly know what it means, but they did leave something.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm a fan of your fried chicken and your straight bourbon. Well, yeah. The fried chicken is pretty epic for sure.
The fried chicken's kind of world known, isn't it?
Yep. And it's funny, if you have a Kentucky Fried Chicken, I don't know if you all have one over there across the pond, but I know that in some places in Europe and in Asia, they have some. But people come to Kentucky in the States thinking that the Kentucky Fried Chicken here has to be better than anywhere else in the world, but it's the same recipe. It's gonna be pretty much the same.
Since we've got our friends from England watching, and they mentioned, they're a fan of the chicken and bourbon, I will say this. My dad used to live
FJB.
and work.
Tim.
My dad used to live and work on his way back and forth to work.
Don't you mean LGB? Anyway, go ahead.
The town he used to work in, he used to see Colonel Sanders all the time, riding around in his white limousine, in his white suit. Not my dad, the Colonel. But yeah, my dad, he would always tell me stories like, I used to see him all the time, going back and forth to work.
Yeah. Tim.
What'd he say?
He said KFC LGB.
FJB.
No. Don't say that. I know what he said.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what he means.
Let's go, Brandon.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Okay.
All
Let's
right.
see. Just got here, and the first thing I hear is KFC.
Colonel
I
Sanders.
know. We're always talking
What do you
about
mean?
food on this channel.
Colonel Sanders is a real person?
Yes, absolutely.
You're on YouTube. After we're done, look him up.
Yeah, very interesting
I mean,
fella.
oh yeah, he was a real guy. Real guy.
Let's see.
He wasn't really a colonel, but he was a real guy, and he really did own a restaurant and start pressure frying,
pressure
cooking chicken. And people went nuts over it and just started a little restaurant by himself. He's one of those success stories. He didn't even start doing this until he was, 50, 60 years old.
Sure.
She's not from Kentucky.
I'm not from here. But
Anyway.
I'm a big fan of his chicken.
Yeah. It is a real success story.
Yeah.
And he didn't even he didn't even start doing that till later on in life, which gives me hope.
Yes. Let's see, Amanda said, I've seen a bunch of canning lids on clearance at the Dollar General here in Georgia. That is awesome. I keep checking ours every time I'm there, and they are completely out. Completely. There's nothing there. Let's see.
Guys, I was in the British forces, and my colonel didn't serve me chicken. I bet if he did, you'd have been surprised.
Anderson Homestead said locals say Lee's is better. Do you agree? I don't know. We don't.
No.
We don't eat that.
No, I will say KFC is not the same as it used to be.
Really?
Now,
it's the original.
When the colonel passed away and new people took over, I think it went more corporate, and it's gone downhill like everything.
No.
I bet they've tried to cut corners, and they probably don't even pressure cook it anymore. I don't know.
Emily, are you saying boo to me because I'm not native? I'm not a native Kentuckian? Nope, I'm a Georgian through and through.
Actually, she's lived in Kentucky more than she's ever lived in Georgia.
Yes, but I spent my formative years in Georgia. So, yeah. Let's see. I keep saying that. Let's see. And it gets on my own nerves.
You can still go to... is it Corbin?
I love you too. Yes, Corbin.
Corbin, Kentucky. You can still go to the original Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant. It's still open. You can still go there and eat there.
Tim Beverly says, I get my canning lids from an Amish grocery store. The last time I was at my Amish grocery store, they actually did have canning lids, but it was not a brand that I recognized at all. So I did not get them. I guess I need to ask one of them if they've actually used them or if they just got them to have something, but I don't know. We'll see.
So in the UK, Burger King is more of an upscale restaurant.
Interesting.
It's not here. It's a normal fast food burger place. And I don't know what to compare it to, since in the UK, I mean, is McDonald's your average burger restaurant there? Because Burger King, McDonald's, I don't know.
Here, McDonald's is not real food. The meat is not really meat. The bread is not really bread. I don't even know what the fries are. It's not real food. It's gross. Anderson Homestead said, Melody wants to know how you lovebirds met. Okay, fun fact. My mom wanted to name me Melody.
Really? I did not know that.
Yep, but my dad said, no, Amanda Tangerine. And then she was like, oh yeah, that's better. So that's my name.
Her Tangi is short for her middle name, which is Tangerine, which is a Led Zeppelin song. So she's named after a Led Zeppelin song.
Yes.
We met through church.
Yes, we did.
When I was a wee little lad.
Before I was born.
Her grandfather was our pastor. So I grew up in church here. Her grandfather was the pastor I grew up under, and love him to death, and just stayed close with the family. And
Hey, little mountain
I
lion.
grow up and find out he's got a granddaughter, and we met through church activities. And I think that's the best way to meet, through some church activities. So that's how we met. That's the very condensed version.
That is the very condensed version. I would give you the much longer version with all the details and what I was wearing and what he was wearing.
and yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how we met.
All right, what we got going on? I've missed a whole bunch of comments.
Okay,
though.
McDonald's in Italy, they have an antipasta salad bar. Really? What kind of pants does a cave worker wear? Stalactites. Dad jokes, yes.
Yeah.
Now you got one to tell at work.
Yeah.
Yes, y'all like my pants?
Well, cave humor is the lowest form of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about
That
pants.
the jokes are terrible, but the punchlines are pretty rock solid.
It's the lowest form of humor on earth, that cave humor.
Celtic roots. Was that Celtic roots?
That was Celtic
joke?
roots,
Okay.
yes it was.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You can't even get a salad at McD's today. I don't. Yeah, do they even? I don't even know.
I don't know. It's okay. I'll mention this because when our house was damaged, broke, fell in a hole, whatever you want to call it, and we were displaced, I'd say the first few weeks when we had to find somewhere else to live, and the place we found was in downtown, in the city that we're close to.
Tim
And we
visited
were
us there.
and we were trying to get set. I mean, it was very chaotic. Let's just say it was extremely chaotic, and we ate fast food for the first few weeks. Did nothing but just eat fast food because it was quick, convenient, and we were just trying to take care of all kinds of other things, and we felt terrible. I mean, we gained weight.
Yes.
We got sluggish. We got
Yep.
tired. We didn't feel good.
Yep.
And I mean, you could have blamed it on everything else that was going on. No, it was the crap we were putting in our body. So I cannot wait for a good, bountiful harvest. Hopefully, that will
Yes.
be blessed to us next summer.
Yep.
And we can eat all kinds of stuff right out of our garden. I cannot wait. I'm so much looking forward to good, healthy food.
Yep. Emily said I would have lived on DoorDash sushi. Yes. Yes, I did DoorDash sushi, but I only did that a couple of times because it was so close. I could not justify spending
the big
that
money
much
as
money
lettuce in it.
for something that was just a couple of blocks away. So
Thank you, Mandy, for the heads up.
I did. What'd she say?
14 minutes.
Thank you.
Oh.
I know our mods are exhausted having to fight off all these trolls.
They worked tonight.
Yeah, they did.
Well, they do. They're great all the time, but man,
Hey, Bumblebee.
once we all got to ignoring him, he went away.
Yeah, well, he's had a couple of friends stop by. Oh, hey, Andrea, how are you? We're thinking about you all out there in Australia. It looks like things are getting kind of crazy, huh? But at least you have thanks,
Taco
darling. That's
Bell.
so nice.
Now, she used to work at Taco Bell. It says a fact about Taco Bell: the meat has more oatmeal in it than meat.
I don't doubt it. I don't know what was in that stuff.
You worked at Taco Bell when you were a teenager, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
But I never ever saw an ingredients list.
Her and her cousin both worked at this Taco Bell when they were teenagers, and now they're not teenagers. A couple of years have gone by, and they
Just a couple.
both work together now. Again now.
But we're in real estate now. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um.
Haven't had fast food in over 10 years. You are
Where's Amanda
not
from?
missing anything.
Amanda Brinkley. Where is she from?
She says she's from Georgia.
Do you think the Braves will go to the World Series? I don't. As long as the Dodgers do. No,
long as-
I don't want the Braves to go to the World Series. I'm a Dodger fan.
Oh, man. Let's see. Melbourne comes out of a very long lockdown Thursday night. The after effects are too much. 6 lockdowns, and we are seeing the repercussions for many folks' mental health. I don't doubt it. It's crazy.
They went straight
happening there.
from wildfires to just crazy overreach.
Yeah.
It's going on everywhere, but
Yeah.
it's really bad right there.
But we do love the people there, and we're praying for you all.
Yes, you are definitely our friends, and we hope everything goes well soon.
Yeah.
Oatmeal.
Yep.
It reminds me of that movie Demolition Man.
Oh.
If y'all have not seen the movie Demolition Man, it's in the future, and evidently there was a fast food or restaurant war, and Taco Bell won. So every restaurant in the future is a Taco Bell, whether it's a
So if it's a fancy five-star.
five-star. It's hilarious. They're just like, we're gonna go eat tonight at the Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And yeah, the main character, he's been frozen in ice for like decades, and he's like, you gotta be joking. Taco Bell.
When my sons were teenagers, preteens, I made hamburgers out of oatmeal from a World War II recipe. Really? So was it all just oatmeal, or did you mix the oatmeal in with meat? Because I have not heard of that.
Stallone, yes.
But I do love World War II recipes. I've just not seen that one.
What is that thing we
Thank you,
watched?
Crystal.
We watched it
Christy.
last year, a year or two ago, about
Fried rice.
was it World War One or World War Two? It was a documentary on all the ways that they would
It was World War II.
World War Two.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of that?
Yes, and we've talked about it before. Oh, y'all help me. It was
but we
called
got so many new people.
Was it the World War II Kitchen? What was it called? It was something. You're talking about the miniseries, right?
And we found it on Amazon or Netflix.
I think it was on Amazon.
It was either on, I think it was on Amazon also, but yeah, it was awesome. I mean, all the different ways that they had to figure out how to cook different types of foods. You know, some things wouldn't grow, some things, all the meat was given to the soldiers, so they would have to figure out what to make.
War Kitchen, thank you.
War Kitchen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
It was awesome, and I still one of these days I'm going to do it.
It's very eye-opening.
It is, and it's really, how they had to, of course, whenever the rations started coming out, they didn't have sugar, they made cakes sweetened with carrots and beets and things like that. And one of the things that I definitely want to try is called, now, man, it's been so long, I've already forgotten what it's called. It was like a straw box, I think they called it, but basically they made a crock pot. They would start the meal on the stove, they would get the pot nice and hot, then they would take a box and they would line it with straw and they would set the pot down in the straw and then they would cover it up and insulate it and then it would just slowly cook the rest of the day. And anyway, so that was really cool and I would love to try that.
Yeah, I would recommend, if you haven't seen it, look up War Kitchen, and it's got some very interesting episodes.
Andrea said, my mom grew up in Hong Kong just after World War II, 2 families living in a small flat or apartment. You just made do with what you had and never complained. Now my mom said, we have too much to choose from. That is so true. So very true.
Yeah.
That's when everyone did their part and we're happy to do it. Wouldn't find that nowadays. Yep. Hey, Leanne, how are you? What were you ready to say?
I was trying to think, how did we get to this point in our conversations?
Rabbit
we
trails.
have really talked about a whole lot of stuff other than homesteading tonight, other than our gardening and plans for the greenhouse.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's all right.
I'm wearing my hat I got at the conference, my Hoss Tools hat.
Oh, yeah. Somebody,
Yeah.
Andrea said that she saw that we were talking about HOA. It went wonderfully.
Yeah,
Wonderfully.
yeah. And we got to meet the people at Hoss Tools, and you got to talk to one of the guys for quite a while.
Yeah, Wes.
And then they
Yeah.
got some nice little hats that'd be awesome to wear when I'm working out in the garden now.
Yep. But yeah, I think we have a lot to learn from the World War II generation even still. So yeah, if you get a chance to look up that one, there was another one too that we watched. And it was like, or maybe it was the same one.
I don't know if it was the same one or not, but on one episode they were fixing up old engines. They were turning regular gasoline powered engines
same one.
into steam engines. And so it's not all about food and how they tried to cook, but basically just how they had to survive during the war.
Right. Having to reuse and...
But converting a gasoline back to an old steam engine and making it work was, I thought, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. I think it is, Rosie said there was also one called World War II Farm. I think that might have been the other one that we watched.
Okay.
Yeah, but just really fantastic. I think anything Great Depression, World War II era that you can get your hands on, there's so much to learn. There's another one, is it called The Frugal Housewife? That was written like in the late 1800s or early 1900s. That is kind of the same thing, just, looking at what you already have in different ways that you can use it in the event that you can't get to the store and get what you're used to getting. We all need to look at what we have around our house, learn how to repurpose, learn to use up what we have, and then while we can, learn to shop differently. One thing I'm thinking about are like household cleaners and products that we can get that serve more than one purpose. Making sure you have plenty of vinegar, making sure. I was actually looking at Sal Suds. Do some of y'all use Sal Suds at your house? It's Dr. Bronner soap, but it can be used for a bajillion different things, including laundry. But anyway, yeah, just a lot of things just to think about and reconsider in this time that we are in.
And going back, there were several questions just a minute ago about the Homesteaders of America conference back in Virginia. A couple of people just joining us was asking about it, and yes, there were a lot of new. Were there new people? Somebody says, were there any new people? The first day, 5,000 people showed up at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. in the morning. And I'm not joking. 5,000 people showed up all at once.
Yep.
And it locked down the roads. It locked down that whole side of town.
Yep.
It was crazy. But they did get the kinks worked out and everything ran smoothly. But it was definitely the biggest crowd that's ever been there.
Yes, it was awesome. Awesome.
And lots of new people. A lot of new people. We're so glad that we've made so many new friends.
Yep.
And saw some old friends that we got to hang out with. If I start naming them, I know I'm going to miss half of them.
Yep, lots of them are here with us tonight.
Yeah. Now, there was one family that I was hoping would be able to go, and they weren't able to make it. And, well, there's several families, but one in particular that we have just fallen in love with, the Max.
Oh, yeah.
They used to be called the Max Happy Homestead, but now they just go by the Max. If you do not follow them, I highly recommend go and subscribe to their channel and watch them. They are in, is it Mississippi?
Yep.
Yeah, they're in southern Mississippi, and they have a greenhouse, they have a huge garden, but they also do livestock. They also have a meat smoker, and they have a smokehouse where they cure meat now.
Yeah. They're awesome.
But they're into multiple things on the homestead, and they are very, very into being sustainable. And one part of the homestead working with the other part to complement and balance everything out. And besides that, they're just great people.
They are.
And so we've got to get them to the Homesteaders Conference.
Yes.
I think they would just absolutely fall in love with all the vendors and speakers and everything that was going on.
Definitely. Yeah, we were actually talking about them earlier today, just how, there are just some channels that you would expect that they would have more followers than they do, and they're one of them. Their content is great.
Yeah. It's spot on. It's very helpful. They do a lot of explaining on why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so it's
good content, useful content.
You can learn a lot, especially if you're new to homesteading.
Yeah, I like how Donna said they're old souls and young people, and I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're just really, really great people. They
Jack
have
meant
pigs
he missed us being there.
Yeah.
We missed a lot of people not being able to be there.
Definitely. Yeah, we really wish everybody could go. That would be the coolest thing, but
there was definitely a lot of people there.
Yeah. Somebody asked at HOA, could you purchase tickets at the door? Not this year. They had done that in years past, but and it's a good thing they didn't take tickets at the door, because it would have the line would have been
it completely
insane.
sold out, and they couldn't do that. They just couldn't keep selling tickets. It would have turned into a Woodstock of homesteaders.
Oh my goodness, yes. But and I don't know. I guess it'll just depend on if there's tickets available next year, like we had in years past. But yeah, it was completely sold out. Nothing being sold at the door. And I will say this too. I don't know if Jim and Teresa are still watching, but they had a hard time. There were some people who couldn't go, and so then they were trying to sell their tickets in the comments, like on Instagram and stuff. But you really have to be careful because some of them, they were either jacking the prices up really high, which is just completely uncalled for. But yeah, you also, if you're trying to buy it from someone who says they can't go, just be careful and make sure that you do your due diligence and that you're getting it from a reliable source, which HOA is not responsible for that.
And I do like how a lot of different states are having mini homestead gatherings. I just saw where Indiana had a big Hoosier Homestead hangout or something like that, and it was hosted on a farm, on a big homestead farm, and that's cool too, because I mean they didn't have to rent out a conference area or something. It was actually on a giant farm, and homesteaders got to hang out there. And I know we've had the Heartland Homesteaders picnic in Kentucky, and I like how, you know, besides the huge conferences, if you can't make it to one of those, at least try to find out where some of these other gatherings are going to be, and you would love going to them if you haven't been to any of them.
Yep.
Check it out.
That's right. Hidden Oaks Homestead has theirs this coming weekend in Florida. So that's going to be awesome.
Are they with us? Or, but anyway,
didn't
I
see
think
Hidden
they're
Oaks.
in the Pensacola area, but they're having one down there. And
Cog Hill Farm is going to be there.
Yeah,
That's gonna
Jason
be
from
awesome.
Cog Hill, the dancing farmer.
Yeah.
And then also there's always a great one in August in Hannibal, Missouri.
Yes.
Off grid with Doug and Stacy.
I want to go to one so bad.
Yeah, Doug and Stacy has one, and now it's a big one. It's a big one, but they only limit so many tickets too.
Yeah.
But I know our hour's up.
It is. It's 2 after 9. But yes, Blue Ridge Prepper is Jim and Teresa that I was just talking about. They tried to get their tickets. So
Sorry, we kind of started off a little slow and then got distracted a bit, but I think the last few minutes we kind of got back on track a little bit.
Well, let's just hear it for the moderators tonight. They were amazing. You guys are the best. Thank
Tip
y'all
my hat to you guys.
so much, and to the new moderators who accepted the wrenches to help combat the trolling. But yeah. Okay, so I guess we will go ahead and wrap it up.
Yep.
Thank you all so much. This hour just flies by every week, and I know we say that every week. But you have any last words?
No, I don't guess. Tomorrow's my Monday. It starts my work week. So I'm just glad to be able to hang out with you guys tonight.
Yep.
Chat with everybody.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. Until next time, remember to be vigilant, be prayerful, be prepared, and let's go, Brandon. You all have a good night.
Good night,
We'll
guys.
see you next week.
Oh, man.